honest, Gamby. I've never had an ounce of respect for you. I just thought you were the lamest, dumbest person I'd ever met. Just somebody who was fucking nothing. Just
bullshit.
If I can get a quick,
don't think I won't bend you over my.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck.
he stays in my mouth. If I can get a quickie in,
Don't think I won't bend.
he stays in my mouth.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is he?
And I got to give it to you a little bit more.
What? What?
Tonight.
What?
I played with it earlier this week when I was giving out the love messages.
You played with it? What did you say?
You just keep sliding that on in, don't you? Woo, speaking of back. Woo, Lord. It's all good, child. It's all good. I'm gonna be back in it. Back is good. Ass is good.
Don't think I won't bend you over my knee and turn that fat.
They say
See a broad to get that booty yak 'em. Leg her down or smack 'em, yak 'em.
You got anything else you want to do? If I can get a quick.
You're the kind of woman that I could give a lot of game. As much as you retire, love, well, maybe you don't have to ask. And I'd give you love. Hey, that's that jam. I'll buy your clothes.
You got anything else you want to do? I played with it earlier this week when I was. You got anything else you want to do? Not when they when they do it with each other. And you got anything else you? I played with it earlier this week.
Cause he and I is him. Yo! Salute. Village gang. Peace. Sound check. Sound check. Sound check. Usual suspects. I see y'all rolling in. Y'all already know what to do when y'all hit the town square. Don't act cool. Don't act too cool. Y'all not too cool over here. Y'all already know what to do. Stop yelling. Don't tell me what to do. You see this? You see these legs? Put on pants like a goddamn man. Yo! Sound check, JP, my man, 100 grand. What up, J? Hope all is well. Y'all already know. Looks like the sound is working. Sound like we doing good today. Granny baby is in the town square. Y'all already know. Generals, big salute. Stand up. Y'all already know who in here. So represent extra heavy. The menace. The MSD menace is in there. Yo, y'all already know. It's a love thing. Welcome once again. Saw y'all yesterday. Happy to be here today. I'm in a way better mood. Let us see them fine. Relax, relax, relax. You the one that got all the thighs out, Chet. Rat, what up, G? 18, what's up, love? Usual suspect. I see Messi in here talking trash already. Y'all already at it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I seen my snow brother. There he go right there. My snow brother's in here. Big salute, CIP. I see y'all all in here already. Cool, that's what's up. We rolling. We are rolling, not folding here. Like Buddy from Philly. You guys boots smoked by some damn rain. What type of weird shit is that? Alex, what up? What up? Y'all already know what time we on. It's Thursday. What Kofa call it? Baby Friday? Friday Junior? That shit is funny. That shit is fun. Friday Junior and Baby Friday. That's good. Big salute to Grow with Kofa. Yo. What we got? Let me start by saying big salute to the ninjas out there, yo. Big salute to y'all. Y'all do y'all thing all the time. Make sure y'all hit the buttons. I don't mind y'all shadow watching. I don't mind if you are busy right now, not engaged in the chat. That don't bother me at all. Take 1 second, hit the buttons for your boy, and get back to doing what you're doing. Y'all know it's a love thing when you pull up over here in the town square by FDNHT. He and I is ham, slim, trim, and built to win. Yo, this is Trin, Granny's baby numero uno. Ooh, what up, dog? Oh, y'all ain't here for real today. Okay. Y'all ain't here for real. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Y'all know y'all always welcome over here. Y'all know y'all villagers. Y'all village members, active village members with your certified village card. You already know what's up. 18, what's up, boys? Video scrolling already. Yo, she did something to that young man earlier. Earlier, she did something to this young man. As soon as she saw the opportunity to, he took her ass out. I ain't mad at her. She did something to him. I'm convinced she did something to this young man earlier. Probably not give him an extra cake or something. Who knows? Who knows what's going on with these youths today? He smoked her boots up. Knocked down her ass. J-Dub, what up, boy? As much as you require love, and baby, you don't have to ask.
Any attempt to restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
It's kind of getting confident when a fella can't put in a hard day's work, put in 11, 12 hours a day, and then get in your truck and at least drink 1 or 2 beers.
They're making laws where you can't drink when you want to.
You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving. Pretty soon we're going to become this country. Any attempt to restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
It's kind of getting common when a fella can't put in a hard day's work, put in 11, 12 hours a day, and then get in your truck and at least drink 1 or 2 beers.
They're making laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving. Pretty soon we're going to become this country. Any attempt to restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
It's kind of getting common when a fella can't put in a hard day's work, put in 11, 12 hours a day.
They wasn't having it. They not happy about that. Man, say when I get off work and working. Ah, God, they call seatbelts communism. Boy. These people, they will be older than Couch. Couch, these people older than you, huh? Bullshit. No, they gotta be talking about before Couch's time. There's no way they're talking about Couch time. They want drinking. That's what they arguing about, drinking and driving. Boy, when you got liberty, you got liberty, man. You got freedom, you got freedom. They way older than Couch. I'm thinking so too. I'm thinking so. Reaper, lay up off my heels, bruh. I know what you mean by that comment too. I got another one for you too. Just let me know when I send it over, and I send it to you. Couch is not that old. Couch is like 50. Couch is in that 50 range, right? 50-something range, 55 range. Oh, so that would be, they was already grown when Couch was probably young. Okay. But Couch is definitely 50-something. Yeah, he's in the 50-something range. So they was already, okay, gotcha. That's me showing my age, I guess, huh? These folks are already gone? Okay, all right. I thought so. It's a certain skill you need when you selling stuff. Mimi, what's up, beautiful? Run the menu. You already know. Run up the menu, girl. You already know we want to hear it. Well, messy black ass already said she eating some chicken or whatever the case is. And she called the chicken dry like she ain't make it. You disrespecting the chicken that you made. I was driving like, what was that he talking about? What you got, love? Seatbelts became mandatory across the states in 86. Okay. Kofa. Big salute, G. What up? You already know. I may have to get in the trunk and sell it in the car to the mafioso. You gotta love it, dog. Got to love it. I already got some shit tonight. I planned it out. We got some shit going. Can't play the music, but God. She not going for it, dog. She not happy about it. She not happy about it. Okay, you heard? Oh, I gotta find that Umar clip. We got to stay focused, brothers. I gotta find that one. That's the one I need to find. Voice, he said drunk driving became illegal in '67. However, 1910 in New York. Okay. Damn, voice, you know a lot about this drinking and driving thing. Her face tells the whole story. What are you? What you look? He slept on. He's couching it tonight. He's definitely sleeping on the couch. Not on the Snow Brother couch, but he's definitely sleeping on a physical couch. Not my Snow Brother. Oh no, 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 no. They get this shit shut down. Let's talk about some silly shit real quick. Silly shit, right? Says Dwight Howard's wife files for divorce 6 months into the marriage. Is now seeking alimony and 50% of the assets, right? At 6 months, you're not entitled to 50% of all the assets. At 6 months, you don't have the work to put in to get 50% of the assets. At 6 months, that's still honeymoon bullshit. That shit could be hold on. Could it be annulled after 6 months? I know annulment have a time frame on it, but it'll come down to the state, county, probably. Yo, M Love, what up, G? He messed right out of the message. Straight if she ain't Cali. God damn. For 6 months, take 50%? J Dub, what up? Yo, that's dog. And then they wonder why men just ain't into marriage. It's not built for them to even, it's not even built on them based on correctness. Because to say fairness is like, okay, we know the world's not fair at all. 6 months, 50. Dog. Chicken rice gravy last night. Homemade hamburger elbow, but I'll be wanting Taco Bell. Oh, you know what? You getting that belt for sure. Nico, what's up, beautiful? Roddy, what up, fool? Dog, you get 50%? Oh, ain't no boy. That's brutal. So basically, she just gotta hang out for half of a year. Nah, I'm not jacking it. Cold. They wonder why men are saying no to this marriage thing. They wonder why the word prenup is always coming up now these days. And it's so simple. I don't want to work. Blade, what up, G? Hey, bro, I owe you some money for something, don't I? Or did I pay? If I didn't pay it, let me know. Let me know how much, bro. I can't remember, but I think I owe you some bread for either one of those games or one of those trivia questions. Something was going on. I think I owe you some bread. Let me know. And I send it to you today. I send it to you live. If I can't remember. But big salute to you. I got you. I saw your IG. And I got the message. Yeah, think it was 20. All right, cool. Send it right now, my G. Yeah. So Big Reap already struck. Reaper name is going in the banner. Men not incentivized. Okay. Women are incentivized to be married due to shit like this. If y'all track what I'm saying. If a 6-month stint gives you 50% of everything I worked for since I was possibly 13 years old, let's say now I'm 45, and the marriage goes sour, and you only been with me for 6 months, now you get to take 50% of blood, sweat, and boy, I can't say that. Okay, I gotta find a way to say this. I see why some people tend to disappear and not be found during divorce litigation. I see why. I see why some people just tend to just disappear. And then it's all good after that. 6 fucking months and you get 50%, dog. I'm about to file a case on somebody, dog. I'm filing a case. Trin, I bought 2 houses. Trin, I bought 2 houses, G, and I wanted them separate. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I'm tracking. Don't forget spouses support. That's pretty much the no. Yeah, ain't that part of the asset argument? Because it's lifestyle. No, oh, fuck no, bro. So they will split. So the assets will be the assets. Spousal support will be spousal support. And if you got youths, then that'll be blood fire. I got to get away. Man, I forget away. Are you what? Spousal support is the alimony. Yeah. So there's the alimony, there's the asset split, and there's a blood. Man, I forget away. Man, I forget away. There's no. I'm sending the bread right now. Gotcha. Jesus. Sent it. Let me update the banner real quick. Dog, fuck that, dog. Don't do it. Fuck it. If there's no incentive where the playing field is leveled back out, where 2 people could go into something and come back out of the same thing. Now I understand the child support thing. I understand it. So I understand how it works. But this shit is just bloodthirst. It's like blood war egregious shit going on. 6 months and now you think you could get 50%? Man, listen here. Reaper, name, banner, done. What are we talking about? Cool. Good. Cool. If I wasn't scrolling through this, I was scrolling through the app. And that's like, hold on, wait. And I was like, he sent me the Cash App name for a reason. I was like, let me make sure I paid that debt. Come to find out I didn't. But let's be honest though. There is no way for men to feel like the system is just towards them if this the type of shit that goes on that they feel like they have the liberty to this type of shit. That tells you the precedence has already been set inside that system. Inside that system where you go to contract, you do marriage contracts with spouses, right? That precedence is set in that system that they feel the entitlement or even they have the thought or the idea that this is a possibility. That's fucking egregious shit. Don't play the rigged game, dog. That's the females go from divorce nowadays due to infidelity. She cold though. It pound for pound. She ain't no joke. But it ain't worth half your assets, bro. Fuck that. I tell you what you do is you put everything in your mother name. Duh. Duh. So you don't have nothing. You don't have nothing to split. They have to fight to get that money. You don't have it, you don't have it. It ain't yours, it ain't yours. Just that simple. None of it's mine. I don't own shit. This one right here is good. This is good right here. You know what? Let me run one right now. Might not forget away. Might not forget away. That's his sire. That's his sire in there. Thought I seen sire though. Maybe that was that was yesterday. See sire in there. Did you hear my? Thought I seen sire though. Maybe that was like. I ain't to the right, but I know say it hard. Might not forget away. Might not forget away. Police in helicopter. I'm about to drop a poll questionnaire inside the chat, right? And it's the two options for the men, the two options for the woman. Obviously, it's gonna be man. That I'm a man. This is my answer. I'm a man. This is my answer. I'm a woman. This is my answer. Right. So the first word is just signifying your gender. You heard? So here we go. It's in there. Y'all could just punch in. Y'all respond to as time goes through. I'm only gonna run it for like maybe 5 minutes. Wolf, what up? I see somebody put a wolf inside the chat, so that means wolf mine. Just stalking around the town square somewhere. Y'all going to this church or no? I'm going. I am going. Hear what none of y'all say. I am going. I'm going to this church. Don't be bashful. Don't act up. Relax. So I'm not judging either way, but I'm saying I'll be on the what's the first? You can't sit on the first pew. Huh? First pews for the the elites of the church, I guess. I'll be the next one. The church pastor probably on that. Oh yeah, get to put that sign outside. No, that's crime shit. Police in helicopter. I said for Mariana. Policeman in the street, running make your weed. I listened to that stream last night about that's so yeah. It's so China has been the testing ground for a lot of things. I'm gonna leave it as that. So anything you want to know that's going on in America, just ask about it. Just don't use the word America, use the word China. Whoever did the sign was already cooked. A pit bull. Trying to be smooth. Did we talk about this? Oh yeah. Yeah, Reaper went hammers on that. Reaper then went hammers on that one. Check this bullshit out, bro. Listen to this bullshit I went through the other day. China's done have a woman no longer get all right at the book. Look at China. When you look at China, you can also look at Japan at a quick glimpse as being a smaller framework, and then you can also look at North Korea as a smaller glimpse of the same framework. And then you kind of see the pattern how things end up in the United States. But they do a lot of shit over there first as a testing bed because they already have this dictator mindset. You feel me? Shout out to the wolf in the building. So let me spin it real quick because I got some bullshit to tell you. So check this bullshit out. One thing I do about me, I hate using toilets that ain't mine. Hate it. Absolutely. I do not like it. It gotta be serious for me to use it. I don't know what's like that, but I know I'm not the only one. I know a couple people that's like that. I don't know who's like that in the chat per se. I know a couple people that's exactly like that. They do not like to use work bathroom. They don't want to. I'm just not into it at all. Staring at your coworker, hearing your coworker drop bombs while you dropping bombs, like staring at. I don't like it. Plus, the sanitary. It's not that the cleaners don't do a good job, because the cleaners do an amazing job at my facility, right? I just don't like the whole concept, because to me, when you use the bathroom, it's kind of a private moment for you. You just taking care of your human business, right? And for me to walk in and see my soup, right? And if it smells bad, it's like, yo, you's a funky muff, right? You just start thinking different about people. That's why I don't like it, but it's trash. So I have to use it. I pop in. There's the big one for the handicaps. The big one. That's from the very, very last one. There's the two smaller ones. They're just like maybe like a four. Maybe like 4, 3.5, 4. Definitely no, it's like 4. Gotta be like 4, right? I pop in, I walk in. First one's empty. Second one, empty. Third one, the door is locked, so somebody's in there. Now that's the disabled one, but you know the disabled one is big, it's luxurious, pretty much. That's the luxurious one. You could relax, you could put your hand on the rail, kick back a little bit. Right. You get more room. Right? Yeah. You didn't. Yes, exactly. Repo. You get more room, right? So I go in and so you walk in and everything is to the right. Walk in. First thing in front of you is the hand dryer, the wastebasket. You go to the right. If you go to the right and look to the right immediately behind the wall, it's going to the 2 urinals, right? Then there's the 3 stalls. Then if you go down to like where the middle of the 2nd and 3rd stall, there's another opening, and that's where the shower and the locker rooms are, right? It's a nice facility. It's nice. It's a new facility. It's nice. But while I'm walking towards the 2nd stall, because I don't want to be in the 1st stall, because people be on the urinal, and I'm not trusting people. Aim, you're not gonna wet my boots. I'm tearing on the wall. There's no two ways about it. So I go to the 2nd one, the safest one. So I hit the stall. When I'm going to the stall, I see the boots. But the boots aren't facing any direction that tells you this person is either taking a 1 or a 2. If you're taking a 1, the front of your boots will be facing the back wall, right? The front of your boots facing the back wall, the back of your boots be facing the door to the stall. My man's boots is facing the wall, so his back is towards my stall, and he's facing the toilet from a different angle. And I'm like, hey, yo, what? I was like, all right, cool. I didn't really go too much in the thought. Pop in, get my sanitary napkin, lay my sanitary napkin down, lay down another layer of tissues, right? And I sit down to square away my business, right? I'm letting it ride. Then my man Boots shuffled from his back being next to my stall to him walking pretty much in front of the toilet, but his back is still facing me. So now he's facing the wall, but he's still not facing the toilet like he's using it. I'm like, hey, yeah, what bro on, dog? So normally I keep my phone in my pocket as usual. So I can just probably like watch a vid or whatever. Scroll the net, scroll the IG, the tweet or whatever, right? So I went to get my phone and I started hearing something that sounded like this. I said, what? First thought came to my mind, he probably spilled something on his uniform, right? He just wiping it off, right? I said, no, there's no fucking water in there to use to clean it. I was like, this I said, oh my motherfuck me sideways. I'm telling you, it was like this. And I was like, he over there trying to remove himself from himself right now. I said, dog, is no way, bro. So me, I don't want to know. I don't want to know who it. I don't want to know who it is. I don't care who it is. But it's the middle of the day. If the moment struck that heavy, get in your whip, take lunch, drive down to a secluded area, right? And play pool. Do what you gotta do. Middle of the day. I said, Trin, relax, dog. You might just be overthinking some shit. Nah. When I heard him get the real tissues, it was like, and you hear it drop inside the toilet. Another one. I was like, this motherfucker is a savage, dog. At work, dog. At the job, I was like, there's no way. No way. So he gets done, and I'm talking about peels out. Fastest hand wash ever. Gone. I was like, what the fuck? Take a guess who I text message about this shit immediately, because I just didn't know I didn't know how to feel. So I called, I text. Guess who I text? Dog. I hit the cowboy hat wearing loudmouth. Yes. Yep. I'm in the stall, like, dog, this motherfucker is hammering away at himself right now. She's like, she thinks it's the funniest thing in the world, but it's not, because I'm fucking low-key disturbed. If you got the heart to do this shit in the middle of the day at the job, what else do you got the heart to do? Yo, his car gotta have like super presidential tints, yo. He's a savage. Cold-blooded savage. I could not, I had to tell y'all this story, dog. I couldn't just live with it by myself. I don't even know if I want to. That's not even the reason why I hate using them, but now that adds more to it, because I don't know, bro. Fuck them. Her big face ass think it's the funniest thing in the world. I'm like, this is not funny. Yeah, I definitely did. I definitely did text her while I was fucking, my kneecaps was in the wind. Absolutely. What else are you capable of? What else do you not care about? I'm talking about the middle of the day. This is peak lunchtime. So peak lunchtimes, it'd be across the board, it's like 11 to like 1:30. From what I've experienced throughout my whole life. 11 to 1:30, unless you work at the night shift, then you know what I'm saying, I don't think you have a lunchtime. You just eat whenever you lock out, right? Dog, buddy was going. The shit was like this, dog. And it was constant. Like this motherfucker here, bro. Dog, what? Dog, you couldn't. I get it. I've been there too. I've had my shit done got bricked up when it wasn't supposed to be bricked up at the people job, at the people establishment. You feel me? I didn't go into the bathroom and figure it out. Like, Jesus. But yes, that's what happened. That's the experience I had yesterday. Weirdest shit ever, dog. I get it. I'm a man too. I get it. I'm a man too. I get it. I know women do it all the time. I know women that do it all the time. I know women that do it all the time. I know women that get in their cars and do it while they drive. But Jesus Christ, in the middle of the day? In the middle of the day. 21-year wind blow bricked up in the car. Do you know who it was? Hell no, and I don't want to know. Because then I'm going to look at that person hella fucked up. Because I don't know. I don't know who it is. I don't want to know who it is. Nah, you good, G. Where's she going? in the vehicle. Get in your vehicle, go for a drive, park up under a tree in the shade, and wiggle your stick. You don't. I guess you're defending it, Roddy. I'm not defending that shit. You could wait, calm your ass down and wait, or get in your car, drive around, find a tree. It's ways to do it. If you have to do it, and the only way you would not be bricked out walking around, you have to go slide. All right, what up, my boy? At the job in the middle of the day, I used to look at shoes. What? Oh yeah, Roddy's you okay? You win. Yeah, I ain't going for that. Not at the job, yo. Not at the job. No. Where I work at, there's this long strip. Like before I go to work, I see the beach. Before I go to work, I see the beach, right? The strip. It's always empty. You could go there, put up your little fucking sun visor heat thing to keep your car cooler, and wiggle your stick, dog. Nah. I ain't going for it. No. But yeah, that's what I had to suffer, true dogs. Y'all had to suffer that story with me. Y'all welcome. I'm glad I could share it with y'all. So the poll, let me check the question there, see what we got. What we got. How do you want it? How do you? Did everybody vote? I think everybody voted. 27 of y'all. Hope everybody voted, 'cause I'm about to end it. Results. 47% of men say they want love. Women say they want. 23% of women say they want love. 70% of women just want sex. 11% of men say they just want sex. Okay. It's anonymous, so I don't know who said what. So I just want to get a gauge on it. I mean, what we were talking about before you went into this. What? No, it's not. We're talking about the this shit, the poll and the church. So wasn't talking about nothing crazy, none super significant. Love, you good? Let me scroll through the iJizzle and see what I can pull up. I got what time we at? Hour. All right, let's burn it. Black men with money that held bound on box. I think black men are being hunted. I do. I did at this day and age. I think black men are being hunted as cash cows, as J-Dub said, I pick love. I think the majority of men want love, just natural, pure love. I think. I'm not sure. I mean, it could be 50-50, to be honest. It could be 50. Half the men want love, half the men just want to pop shit. So, prayers up for the ninjas. Yeah, ninjas that got dollars, dog. It's like a dangerous game nowadays. I honestly think they're being hunted. This wave of allegations, and we could hear fuckery, we could hear bullshit, but shit just sound. It's like, come on, dog, stop. This is the domino effect of Believe All Woman and Me Too and all these other things, right? And regardless of how many times we find out these are lies, these are things specifically designed or spoken in certain ways to make frameworks, and words are used to trigger words like the ST word, the SA word, SB. These words are trigger words, right? And when you look at the downfall of it, or the outcome of it, or what they call them being repaired, right? It's civil suits about money. Get them off the street. If they're that bad, get them off the street, send them away. I feel sorry for the people who really, 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 really needed the services of the law. I really do. I just can't. I'm not jacking it. So I ain't one of them sheeple people. I'm not into none of that bullshit that they be on. But in the same vein that we're talking about, I'm about to show y'all a video. Came out a couple days ago. Well, I ran into it a couple days ago. I had to prep it and get it proper. Black my brain talk at this point. Yeah. It's just a whole full on target system, dog. Maybe not. It's a different, with people making more money, they tend to have access to more things. More things are gonna be accessible to them. So it's not that they're not being stupid. I agree that they're probably being stupid, but to call them all STs, all SHs, all SBAs, all SA, get the stop. After we've seen the real nasty work when it happened in college, when these boys wasn't even making no bread yet. This is before NHIL and all this other shit. How many boys are in jail right now? Young boys that was headed with potential to head to the big leagues. Ain't there. You know why? Because some hussy decided to lie. Instead of just admitting that she's a fucking bird that likes pipes stuffed in her. Sherry, what up, love? Good to see you as usual. I gotta find the marquee. Give me 1 second. That I wrote this shit down. To expose all she knows. All right. I gotta kill off that one. Add this one. Stop messing with trio fours. Won't have any problems. There's still chameleons out there. I say go mess with a trio four, build a contract. You don't have nothing to worry about. A neighborhood bird. IG bird. Come on, dog. We get a contract for 2-3 years. We locked in. You got 2 or 3 of them. It ain't gonna cost you millions. That I do know. Really did the math. But let's listen to this shit. And this is gonna have and I'll round it all out. I bring it 360. This take your time with me. You hear me? What I missed. You ain't missed nothing.
In a RICO case that never looked.
You know, you could just jump in the room and be like, yo, what's up? And nobody would know you was gone. No, but you gotta be rude. I was not here. Hey, I'm back. Let everybody know. Hey, who do you? Yo, who do you? You just came in the room and was like, yo, that's wild, yo. Nobody would have known you left. But you gotta announce it, huh? I left.
Strong enough. Those competing claims, victim shaming, and that the Diddy trial is a definitive end for the Me Too era. So what went wrong? What happens next? And how will the hip-hop world be reshaped by a case that gripped the world? Just a moment, we'll hear from DJ Vlad, Tony Busby, and Esther Kraku. But first, I'm joined by Elizabeth Overson, known to many by her pseudonym of Karen Steffens, author of Video Vixens, who claims she was gifted to Diddy in 2001 by a music executive. Well, welcome to Uncensored, Elizabeth. Thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
A lot of people are kind of aware of your history with Diddy, but for those who know nothing about it, how would you categorize your time with him?
My time with Sean was honestly pleasant in the beginning. To my recollection, the first time we met, we spent the night together, but he was...
You know what? If I ever called you childish, I lied. Okay? If I ever called you childish, I lied. You're not childish at all. This is not childish. This is regular adult behavior. Somebody pray.
A consummate gentleman with me in that evening, again, to my recollection. And every other time I saw him after that was in a group setting, so it was fine. The last time I saw him, however, things had taken a bit of a turn. It was after Confessions of a Video Vixen, my first book had been published. And he was seething when he saw me at... Prince had a party at his house, and we were there, you know, of course, before Prince died. And he was scowling at me the whole night, and I found it amusing, but he was obviously very angry with me by that point in our relationship.
Why was he so angry with you?
Well, 4 months before Confessions was published in 2005, we got a call from Sean's attorney, my attorney did, and Sean's attorney wanted to see the book before the book came out. Confessions of a Video Vixen was an embargoed book, so no one could see it. No one would even get it until the publication date, which was June 5th of that year. And so my attorney told his attorney that he could not get the book, and that they would have to wait until the book came out like everyone else. And if they saw a problem in the book, that they were free to reach back out to us, sue us, whatever they felt was necessary. We knew that wouldn't happen because HarperCollins is the publisher of that book, as you know, is a News Corp entity, and those attorneys made sure it was vetted to the fullest, so Sean could never sue, he could never raise any objection to it. And I think he always hated me after that, because I left enough. I posed questions in that book that that I think sent certain people down the direction that leads us to where we are now.
Just explain that a little more. What were the questions you think that you're talking about?
Well, honestly, I'm just...
Can y'all see the fucking theatrics? Or are we watching a fucking show being put on, or this is? Could y'all not see theatrics? All right. This is a fucking this is a movie in the making. This is all a show. All of this shit is show.
Now getting context on a lot of the questions that I had then. After the trial gave me way more context. But just about, I think, his sexual proclivities, and what we saw in hanging out with him, the kind of clubs he took us to, even conversations he and I had, one in particular where I didn't understand it at the time. And honestly, Piers, I'm getting new understanding about this line of questioning. I wrote about this in Confessions, where My boyfriend and I at the time had gone to his home for New Year's Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve kind of festivities. And he pulled me to the side and was just like, we're friends, right? We're friends. And I was like, yeah, we're friends. And like, we're good. And I'm like, yeah, we're good. And I couldn't figure out what he meant. And I wrote about this where I didn't know what he was talking about. And he just kind of went on to say, I have kids, I have a mom, and if anything got out, it would really hurt them. And I honestly, at that point in stage, did not know or remember what he was talking about. And so we just kind of laughed it off, like, what's going on with him, and things that he said to my boyfriend, like, don't trust her, she might have her on video with, in precarious positions. And this is back before cell phone cameras. So I was just like, what video? I didn't understand any of it. Now after the trial and the things that have come out from the trial, this gives these conversations a lot more context. But at the time when confessions came out, it did make us all wonder, what was he so afraid of? I didn't even know what I had seen or didn't see, or if there's something happened that I didn't remember from our time together. But he was very afraid that I would say something in the book. And honestly, I think he never contacted us back because what he thought I was going to say, I did not say, possibly because I didn't remember it.
What do you think he was fearful of you saying?
I have to be honest, Piers, in booking this time with you today, and your producer asked me to kind of send over some pages from the book. I hadn't read Confessions since I wrote it, and I read it for the audio version, and that was 2005. It's been 20 years since I've read this book. And in reading what I sent over, which is what I just described to you right now, I wonder a lot of things. He was so afraid that I knew something. And I was confused because the only time that we had together prior to this conversation was alone time at his home, wherein I felt we had a good time. I didn't know, he didn't come on to me. It was very platonic, I thought. So I was confused as to what was it? And so I have to admit, my mind kind of races now that I have more context of his proclivities and what he's capable of what he was so afraid of, what he thought I knew or what he thought I remembered.
I mean, in the book, you talk about the first time you met Diddy in a nightclub at 3 a.m. You say, right there in front of me, Diddy and Gotti, who was the Murder Inc. Records boss of Gotti, made arrangements to send me to Diddy's house in 1 hour. It was 4 a.m. I turned up to Diddy's home in my SUV. There were security guards in the driveway, all dressed in dark suits with their hands in front of them. They had been expecting me. The things that went on when Gotti and I were together are almost unimaginable to me now. But in the haze of drugs and liquor, it all seemed all right. I was being used over and over again, man after man, all friends and acquaintances of Gotti's. I quickly became Gotti's showpiece. He would turn other people in the industry onto me. I was his party favor. Whenever there was anyone Gotti wanted to impress, he would send them to me and I'd take care of them.
As long as we are tracking.
I mean, could it be that what Sean Combs was worried about was that he facilitated this very transactional relationship that you had with Irv Gotti? Is that part of this?
I don't think that was it. And honestly, I think it was more insidious than that. The fear, the fright that he had during that conversation at his Miami home, back in whatever year that was, he seemed terrified that I had known something. And I just don't know what he thought I knew or remembered. The transactional nature of how we met, and which is why, I said in various interviews before that I was gifted to him, it was because no one asked me if I wanted to go. No one asked me. They talked about me as if I wasn't there. I was property to cart around. And that's what they did. If they would have asked me, I still would have gone. So I didn't hold any objection at the time because I would have still done it.
And they knew that, and the reason why they didn't ask you, due to your behavior and how you get down, they felt no need to ask your opinion because they already knew what the answer would be. I don't ask my child, hey, would you like some motherfucking Raisin Canes? No. At any given moment of any given day, my kid could have just ate mac and cheese, fried fish, beans, and greens, and be full. And I say, hey, going to Raisin Canes? My child will look at me and say, yeah, let's go to Raisin Canes. Because I know my child. My child will say yes, even if she wants to go there just for lemonade or tea or some bullshit. She's going to say yes. They didn't. Hold on.
They didn't ask me my opinion, and I wanted my opinion to be valued, okay? Because I'm a person with. Okay, let me bring it back in. Even I would have still gone. I would have went. I would have not said no. It's not that I would have said no. I was getting paid, and I was having a good time, but still today, I just want. I wish I would have been asked. I've always been.
This is the shit that keeps this fucking bullshit alive that Kanye's dealing with, that Zion is dealing with, that Diddy's dealing with. This is the type of fucking woe is me because I have a fucking box. I was born with a box. So woe is, I don't. There are real women out here. Real women out here that are being really taken advantage of. I'm talking about really getting, I'm talking about getting fucked over every day. How many times you hear their story? My heart breaks for the people who really suffer. Not for these fucking rat-faced 304s that made a decision to put their box on the block because you didn't have to make that decision.
Being 21 and it's Diddy and we're having fun and it's just a Saturday night out and
They go to fucking Ajax. Here we go. Here go the fucking Ajax excuse. The being 20. If y'all develop so much more fucking faster than men, how are y'all ending up with worse results and y'all turn out to be slower than men? You so advanced. You so developed. Then what's the issue with age gap dating then? Because you developed, right? You mentally developed. You developed. Y'all don't park y'all dog. It's a bag full. You know what it is? It's like dominoes. And you watching how each domino is being played. Now it's your turn. And you say, I could play 6-4, 4-1, 2-5, 3-2, because the board is wide open. It's butt naked, right? Everything is open. I choose to play 6-5. The next person should come right after you. Boom. Give me them bricks. Why would you do it? Why would you play? Why did you make that decision? Not these motherfuckers have zero idea about response, even at this grown fucking age. She's sitting here on Piers Morgan acting like she was just such a innocent. She just said I would have went anyway. Not now it's at 21. I was just so now it's an age thing. No, you have no control. You have no. After you're known for cleaning pipe, you're known for cleaning pipes. Your nickname is Superhead. After cleaning pipes all this fucking time, dog. This is why the real victims don't get no type of fucking shine when they fucking really need it. Because a fucking see you next Tuesdays like her that don't have no type of fucking moral standing and they do this shit constantly and everybody looks at this shit like it's fucking real instead of holding their fucking feet to the fire and sending them to fucking the gulag where the fuck they need to be. I'm fucking sick of this shit.
No way.
Now, everybody knows how much I enjoy my tea, and I'm
Don't
very
care.
happy to
Shut
say
up.
that
You're a
today's show is
fucking
sponsored
weirdo.
by Peaks Pure Food.
Don't care. Don't care.
Wait,
Don't
I'm
care.
questioning a lot of things right now. College.
Did you actually have kids? But did you actually ever have any kind of sexual relationship at all then?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Did you actually have any kind of sexual relationship with Diddy at all?
No, Diddy and I did not. No, well, not to my knowledge.
If y'all don't listen to what is about to be said right here, I'm telling all of y'all right now, unsubscribe. Go to the fucking gulag also. Go hang out over there. Go hang out over. If y'all not listening and comprehending, then don't. I'll burn this fucking channel down and that'll be fucking it. I'm telling you, if you cannot hear what is about to be said, I'm going to rewind it again. Listen. If you don't, go to the fucking gulag with them, delete the fucking channel, unsubscribe, do what the fuck you need to do. I don't do that shit over here. Over here, we keep it a fucking 1,000 all the time because people really need fucking help. A long head ass. What the fuck?
But did you actually ever have any kind of sexual relationship at all then?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Did you actually have any kind of sexual relationship with Diddy at all?
No, Diddy and I did not. No, well, not to my knowledge.
So, what do you mean by that?
Not to my knowledge. I don't. Honestly, I'm questioning a lot of things right now.
What you think?
So not to my knowledge. I don't think anything right now. I just not.
Messy, your long head is amazing. And when it speaks, I like to hear it. And you actually treat me with respect and dignity most times. And you speak the truth. And I fucks with you for that all the time. So if I'm calling you a long head, I'm calling her a long head. It's two different types of long head. So shut your black ass up. Long head ass.
Not to my knowledge, because honestly,
That's a very strange response, though, to not remember whether you did or not.
yeah, isn't it?
Mm.
It is. Yeah, it is. Because honestly, Pierce, before now, again, before I went through my text, again, I hadn't read Confessions in 20 years. I wrote it. It was painful to write. So I never wanted to re-traumatize myself and go through those years again. And think about this. I'm a middle-aged woman at this point. I don't want to go back into my 20s and see what happened. But in gathering information for this interview here, reading that passage again for the first time in 20 years, I questioned a lot of things like, well, why was he so afraid? And why did he try to, make my boyfriend feel as if I wasn't trustworthy? And
Do you think he took
spent
advantage of you when you were under the influence of alcohol and drugs?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. And
But do you fear that's the case now from everything you've read?
Honestly, yes. Given the context, now that I know, because again, I never knew any of these things about him before. So the things that I learned in the trial, I did not know. I never saw that side of him. I did not know. I never understood. And again, in 2005, when I published Confessions, it says I didn't understand why he was so fearful of me, because our time together was pleasant. And I was like, wait, what is he so afraid of? What does he not want me to tell? I didn't see anything at that point. At that point, I hadn't seen anything. At that point, we had, I thought, just a friendly, platonic night together. So I was confused then.
This is why y'all some certified shooters. This is why when that time come, I'm giving y'all all packs. Because y'all are calling it down the line like you're supposed to. What do you mean you don't know? All this gray area talk, what it does, now it aligns her and puts her in the same light. So at any given time, well, now that this has happened, right? She becomes relevant again. Dog, don't nobody. This is dangerous rhetoric talk, dog. Pierce was smart enough to not go straight at her neck. But what he's doing is he's asking these questions that are direct questions, and now she can't answer these direct questions. He's not going at it like I possibly go at it. Right? Or couch. Or Reaper, messy. There's a couple of people that go straight. Even shout out to Tasha K. I think Tasha K goes straight at things. Right? Pierce Morgan is taking their approach. He's going straight at it, but he's walking it. He's walking the dog real slow. He's basically giving her all the lines she needs to hang herself. So anybody that can hear and comprehend what's going on. Her whole body language is completely off. Her whole body language is tossed in the trash can. We're almost done.
And 20 years later, I'm confused now. So to my knowledge, I've never had sex with Sean Combs. We never had that kind of relationship.
But you can't be sure.
Given what we know now, I can't be sure.
Let me toss the possibility in the air. Because what I've just heard, it just brings things into question and things come to my mind. And I just don't know if I did or not. Did you not just say earlier that you were sent to him as a gift? Blade, if I send you a gift, would you not open up the gift to see what the gift is? Mimi, if I send you a gift, would you not open up the gift? You were gifted, said that you were down to go regardless of them asking you or not asking you, but you would have rather they asked you. What a block. I don't know if I was because but you had enough recollection to write a book about how many rappers? But you don't remember this one because now in the case, there's a lot of usage.
And how does that make you feel?
And that saddens me.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
It saddens me, honestly. Yeah, because honestly, during this entire process, I've been shying away from publicity and just letting the.
You sad because you don't know if you did or you didn't? All right, I'm done. You're
Given what we know now, I can't be sure.
And how does that make you feel?
And that saddens me.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
It saddens me, honestly. Yeah, because honestly, during this entire process, I've been.
Somebody keeps saying honestly and honestly and honestly. What the fuck you think they're doing? Somebody keeps telling you honestly, honestly. Are they preparing your mind to intake the information as truth and being honest? Isn't that the disclaimer? When people say, y'all bitches ain't shit, be like, oh, not all bitches. Ain't that the backward disclaimer? Isn't this the preloaded frontal disclaimer? No? Hold on, I got it. Hold on, I got you.
Honestly, Pierce, I was like 21. I don't want to go back to that time. But I'll be saddened if I found out that if we did do it and I don't remember, that means I'm a victim. Oh my god, I might be a victim. Shut your dragon tooth face.
You woman not gonna do nothing about this. Woman are not gonna say a word about this. They're gonna sit there and cheer this shit on. Because at the end of the day, they really believe in vagina Voltron until a pipe walks in the room. Don't worry, sweetheart. You're gonna get your just. I'm so saddened because I wouldn't know if it happened. Oh, because now all the now they talking about all the dope that's in the case. So now you know what? I remember that one time when I woke up disoriented. Because you was living a rock star lifestyle, partying, drinking, and doping it up.
And shying away from publicity and just letting the trial unfold. I knew things from just being around and people talking, but I didn't know what was going to come out. There's a few things that I saw that without context were strange to me, but I didn't understand them until the trial. And so I've been quiet this whole time, and I disappeared off of social. I just disappeared.
H-Mob, I don't fault you. That's solid work. Face card legit, body card legit. I do not fault you. If we're talking about pure primal, I don't fault you.
For the past year, waiting for this thing to unfold. In the unfolding of what I believe to be facts, and definitely the testimonies of Cassie and Jane and even some of the men, and then looking back at the text, I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, when he said, if anything got out, and I'm like, and I remember at the time being so confused, like anything like what got out? Like nothing happened. We hung out. You were kind. At some point I went to sleep. I don't know when, but I woke up and then we had breakfast and you were kind.
There you go. At some point I went to sleep. I don't know. All this gray area fucking conversation. Get the fuck out of here, dog. Bye. Go to the crib. Take your fucking ass back to whatever fucking rock you climbed from under. But I don't disagree. Remember, these things are talked about at a different level. It's not necessarily Pierce making the decision, right? There's a different right. I agree. I agree. I think this is a trash. I think this is fucking garbage. This is right. It's in 28. Thank you. It's all this. Have mercy on my soul. We're about to stay in that same vein. We're going to stay in the same vein. We're going to flush this shit out. She's still fine. Yes, she is. She still got it going on. She does. Primal. With all the sense and all the information I have, let me load the next
warning. Intended for mature audience.
Give me 1 second.
Warning. Intended for mature.
And then let's take a quick spinny. All right. Quick spinny. Yo, quick intermission. Right. Let me handle my bee's knees. Alone, not in the bathroom with somebody trying to pull themselves apart right next to me. We're going right back to it. Yo. Yo. Introduction. Yesterday we talked about. I call him Dave, the ex-slave, right? Found some more data. I want us to take another look at it. I want us to take one more glimpse at it. This is more of a, he's pinning down pretty much what is A, his lawsuit is about, and B, what he's been saying. I got a couple. I got the whole interview. I'm just pulling clips out of it. So this is not the beginning. This is a clip that I just wanted us to look at and see one more time. Because maybe, possibly, I misunderstood him yesterday, and maybe I was a little bit too harsh and dismissed him. I still stand where I stand on being a man and all this other stuff, right? That I said last night. I'm not backing out of that. What I'm saying is this. Maybe I put his heels to the fire too quickly. So, Dave, if I did that to you, G, I sincerely apologize. And no near ever am I trying to take away from your experience. I just look at life a little bit differently. And then I realized too, I have to respect the way that your life was at that time. So for that, I apologize and for smoking your boots. I was basically coloring you with my own paint. You smell me? And that's incorrect of me. Instead of me just saying, gotcha. Respect it. I hope you don't take it that way. If you ever hear this, smooth. I just look at life differently. You look at your life your way. You make a decision in your life. I make my decision in my life. And yes, I was judgmental to you. And simply because of my experience and the way I was raised. You dig it? I stand where I stand. If you are a victim, you are mistreated, then do what you need to do. If you are a victim and you are mistreated, do exactly what you need to do.
45 minutes completely blackout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the book, the way he described it was he would go into this K-hole, he would black out, and then he'd wake up furiously choking his chicken, let's call it, in the corner. And I'm like, that must have been insane to just like, so that would freak me out. So let's talk about the drugs, because I think the drugs is a big part of, it's a big part of the book. It's a big part of the Diddy trial we're going to want to know about. And in the book, you mentioned that she drugged you at first. She misled you to believe that it was some kind of an energy pill. And then you found out later on it was a drug. Do you want to talk about that instance? And then we'll talk about the time with Diddy.
Yes. To correct you, it wasn't an energy pill. She actually did tell me it was ecstasy, but she told me it was a weak dosage of ecstasy. I believe she told me it was what's called the single stack. Because ecstasy, when it's created, it's a double, it's a single, a double, and a triple stack, I believe. So she told me she was giving me what's known as a single stack pill, and she was half. I hadn't taken ecstasy before. I'm wrong. I might have taken it once in my life prior to that. I used to smoke a lot of marijuana. I've never been into hard drugs like ecstasy, Molly, cocaine. I've never done cocaine, never tried heroin, never anything like that. So she tells me about this drug because she's always has a bunch of energy. I had been sleeping with her for a while, I want to say, maybe a year. And, you know, sleeping with a woman that much for hours on end, you get tired. You know, you're a human being. I'm not a robot. But they never got tired. Like I would have really intense sexual sessions with her to the point where I was profusely sweating. She had orgasm multiple times. She looked completely spent. But she would jump up within a couple of minutes like, man, that's great. Oh, my God. And him and her would start dancing. And I'm looking at them like, what the hell is this? What are these people on? So one day, after several sessions of me like battling just to fight, falling over, I'd be so tired and energy depleted. I said, yo, what the hell are you on? Because you're never tired. I've been with you for 2-3 days and you're not missing a beat. And she kind of looks at me and she says, you know what? I wanted to try this with you. I'll be right back. She gets up, she goes into the master suite, she comes back out immediately. I don't even think she was gone maybe 5 minutes. She comes back out. She has a purple pill in her hand, I believe it was. She says, I want you to try this. I said, what's that? Because I don't take hard drugs. She tells me it's ecstasy. I said, I don't like taking pills. She said, I'm gonna crush it for you. So she goes, she makes me a drink, she crushes up the pill. I said, put half. I don't want to take the whole pill. She says, okay. She puts what I believe is half in the pill. She gives it to me. I think it might have taken 30 minutes. And I'll be honest, it was probably one of the best sexual experiences I ever had. The ecstasy complete.
Viewer discretion advised. There will be some talk about some substances. This is not my words. I'm just doing a review. That is it. Viewer discretion is advised. Fair use, fair use. These are not my words.
Magnified every sensation I had. She and I, ended up having sex for about 3 days in New York City for this pill. After it was over, I was completely depleted. I had a negative reaction to the pill where I was disoriented. I could barely drive, but they paid me. They paid me well. I believe they gave me about $6,000 or $7,000 that session, and they let me leave. And it was so bad, I ended up pulling over my car, locking the car, and giving like a regular person I saw on the street $100 just to get me in a cab and send me back to Queens to go home. The next time I saw her, which was a few weeks after that, you know, I said something about it. I said, yo, I don't know what the hell you gave me, but it had me completely like disoriented and out of it for days. And she just starts laughing and said, yeah, I increased your dosage because you're big. I didn't want to give you too little. I said, so wait a minute, you drugged me? She started laughing and said, yeah, you're okay. And that was pretty much it.
Wow. Yeah. So do you question why she's not on trial in this case?
100%. I've asked Maureen Comey and I haven't asked Emily Johnson, but I've asked Maureen Comey. I've asked Maureen Comey, you know, like, how does she have immunity just because of the domestic violence? The domestic violence had nothing to do with the sexual encounters. They did, but not because she was refusing to have the sexual encounters. It would be because she would emasculate him, or he would catch her having sex with me behind his back and he would get angry. You know, he's a guy, they're in this relationship, supposed to be trusting as swingers. He tells her not to have sex with me while he goes in another room to take a phone call. He comes out after the phone call. I got her bent over the couch. She's shaking. She's coming. He's like, what the hell is this? He gets into a fight with her. That was the premise of their fight. It was never like, you know, go grab his manhood and service him. And she'd be like, I don't feel like it. So he'd punch her in the head or disrespect her. It was never that. Never.
She was in control according to your
100%. 100%. She controlled when we stopped. She controlled when we started. She controlled how many times we went. She would ask me how many times I wanted to come. She would tell me, okay, you can't come until I come at least 3 times. It was real.
Wow. Maureen is one of the prosecutors in the case?
Yes, Maureen Comey.
Okay. And so you've talked to her? You've had like interviews with her? Or?
Extensive interviews. I've probably interviewed with Maureen, I want to say 10 hours, maybe 3 or 4 times.
Wow. And you talked about that. Okay. Wow. And so let's go back to, were you saying just now that you were at that hotel that's on the video with the beating? Were you at that instance, or you witnessed a different encounter?
I've witnessed a different encounter. You mean the CNN video?
The CNN video where he's beating her out in the hallway. You were not there for that.
I wasn't, but here's the interesting part. 3 weeks after he beat her up in that hotel, she met me in Miami. I was shown text messages where he beats her up, and then I guess afterwards they decide to have another freak off. She tells him, we need to change the energy. I'm the person who suggested to change the energy because of the fight they had when he beat her up in the Intercontinental in LA. So 3 weeks, he assaults her in this hotel in LA. They fly me to Miami, and I spend 4 or 5 days having sex with her. I believe it was in the SLS Hotel on Collins Avenue.
Okay. Wow. And so you know, there was something I was going to bring up about that. We were talking about the hotel. Oh, I got to ask you, do you have any idea what's going on with all the damage to the hotel rooms in the news? They're like, Diddy spent $30,000 worth of damage at a hotel. Do you have any insight into that?
I believe it because of the baby oil damage. The baby oil would be everywhere. It would be on the carpet. It would be on the furniture. It would be on the curtains because sometimes, you know, Cassie used to play games like squirting the baby oil like a water gun. I'd be walking and she'd squirt baby oil on me and just say, come here and wipe it on. So it would be on the floor. It'd be all over the room. So I'm pretty sure the baby oil damage, that was a problem. Sometimes we would be in the middle of sexual contact and the candles that were around us to light for the video cameras would fall onto the sheets and set fires to the sheets. So they had a couple of times we had to replace sheets because of fires.
Wow.
She's a woman who secretes a lot when she climaxes. So we would go through dozens of sheets, 2, 3 sheets every time. We would just change in sheets because she would have the bed soaked.
Housekeeping must have hated when they saw you. They're like, oh no, this guy again?
I think they liked it because he was spending so much money in the hotel. To be honest with you, they catered to us. Like we called room service would be there in 10 minutes.
Wow.
They were good to us. All of these hotels knew who Diddy was, and they treat me with 5-star service.
Wow. I got a question for you. How old were you when you kind of started with this? Because this was an 8 to 10 year relationship, 8 to 10 year window. How old were you when you started, or approximately, 30. Just so people can? You were 30 when you started.
I was 29.
29, 30. Okay, gotcha. Okay, interesting. Okay, so okay, so Cassie's a squirter. We'll move on from there. I read that in the book and I was like, oh my gosh, this was not in the news. So
And
okay,
if you're a man who understands that from women, you know women can't fake that. They can fake orgasms, but they can't fake squirt. That's from pleasure. That's from sexual tension. And from what you read in the book, all the time, dude. I'm not trying to aggrandize myself. I take no pleasure in this. I'm actually really embarrassed by the fact I know now men were urinating in her mouth, which I find to be completely disgusting. But we have to tell the truth because you're a lawyer. You understand the American judicial system is based off justice, a fair trial. A fair trial consists of all sides of the story being known. Cassie shouldn't be portrayed as a victim if she was a willing co-conspirator. And that's my biggest issue with this.
Okay, so you think she was 100% willing?
I know
you
she
never
was.
witnessed.
I know
okay,
she was.
You
I'd
never
be willing to
witnessed.
put my life on it. I'd be willing to stake my life and my freedom on the fact that Cassie was 100% involved in every compliant in every sexual encounter I had with her. You read the book, she overdosed, woke up, and needed to have sex with me. That was a way out for her right there. Like, you just overdosed. Diddy wasn't trying to make her have sex with me. He specifically paid me to leave because he and I had been up all night. We thought she was going to die. We were scared to death. I was around this guy 10 years, Abraham. I never saw Diddy sober until this night where Cassie OD'd in this hotel. It's the same situation she talks about in the trial where she says, me and Sean were in a hotel. I OD'd and Sean and the escort freaked out. I'm the escort she's talking about. We did freak out. We freaked the hell out. She was gonna die. He wouldn't let me call an ambulance, which now being more mature, I realized that he couldn't have cared about her as much as he said if he wouldn't let me call an ambulance because I cared about her. I only stayed because I didn't want to leave and something happened to her and he didn't do the right thing for her. Or, he's a rich and powerful man. He could try to set me up to say I did it. So I didn't want to leave and put myself in a situation where she dies and all of a sudden I'm a suspect in a murder investigation. Absolutely not. And I was on state parole at the time too. So it was a problem.
Wow.
So I stayed. I did do my best to try to nurse her back until some of the toxins in her system went down. This probably took 8 hours. And then I just stripped down naked, picked her up, put her in the freeze and shower with me. She wakes up. She's coherent. Yes, she's back. He and I are just glad she didn't die. We both want to go home. It's been a hell of a night. He's tired. I'm tired. He comes to me. He says, you know something, Clay? You are the man, bro. You could have left me. You could have abandoned me, but you stayed with me like a brother. Here you go. He gives me like $6 grand. He says, listen, you earned it, dude. You don't have to do nothing. You my brother for life. He gives me like that. Me and him is cool. And truthfully, it was a bonding experience for men. I'll be honest with you. Thinking a girl that both of you guys are in here and with is going to die on a drug overdose. I'm trying to leave the room, dude. I want to go home. I've been up all night. She says, where are you going? I said, home. She says, no, you're not. You're going to give me some dick. He looks at me. I'm like, excuse me? I said, excuse me? She's like, yeah, like, why would you leave? I just almost died tonight. You're going to let me leave without being satisfied? I said, you just woke up from an overdose. You sure? And even he said it. He said, babe, are you sure? Like, like you just overdosed. Like, let's go home. Let's recover. She said, no, like, he's not. She said, he's not. I believe the word she used was rough. He's not rough with me. Like, I need to come. She says, no, let him stay. We'll pay you again. Just stay relaxed. You don't. So I have to stay because if I don't, I want to go home. It's they're gonna take it a certain type of way because they would get funny with me if I didn't want to come or if I didn't want to stay longer.
Wow. So that's insane. So like, is this a mental thing for her? You think it's just she needs it? It's a physical thing.
I think she was, this is in fairness to Cassie, because I don't have anything against her. I know her personally. I did know her personally. And from the personal encounters I had with her, she's a very, very dope woman. She's an amazing woman. She's intelligent. She's an excellent conversationalist. She's easy to be around. She's a good woman, but I think she was at a stage in her life where she was just a young woman. She was horny. She had a super rich boyfriend who was into her having promiscuous sex. She wanted to acquire this man because why would she not want to bag a billionaire? He's a billionaire. He's dating her. Women have been using men to come up for centuries, dude, since the Roman Empire, since the Greeks, since before then. So why would she not, please herself by having sex with guys with large penises, because she does like that. and at the same time satisfy her lover. It's what do they call it? It's like killing two birds with one stone.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, so let's talk about the sexathon that you were a part of, because I was reading that in the book, and I think there was a quote you said here. I had to fight, or better.
This is the last piece. Last piece. And I'm gonna just put it. It's just there. I'll leave it there and let that exist. Right? Unless y'all want to chop it up, y'all better start chopping it up about this bullshit. But I'm gonna leave it there and move on to the next video.
Yet fuck for my spot as Cassandra's main boy toy. I thought that was a crazy quote to have there. So tell us about that. She calls you up and says, "Hey, I got this proposition for you." Talk about that part from your book, please.
She calls me up, and she doesn't actually say it's a proposition. She calls me up and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" So, I was happy to hear from her. Every time I hear from her, I'm going to have sex and get paid. What man that's in his 30s and his prime and single wouldn't be happy for that? And she's like, "So what are you doing?" I said, "Nothing." She says, "I'm in town." I said, "Yes, okay, great. I get to see you." And she says, "Oh yeah, shut up." So she says, "Well, let me ask you something. Have you ever done a threesome?" I said, "Yeah, a few times." She said, "What about a foursome?" I said, "Never." And she's like, "Well, we want to experiment tonight," meeting her and her Diddy. I actually didn't know he was Diddy at this time. I didn't know who they were until after this encounter, because the gentleman I met, who's actually the person who was the first male escort to testify, I believe his name is Daniel Phillip. I met him during this encounter. So she says, "Well, me and my husband are going to have another guy here. We want to know if you want to be involved, because he doesn't want me sleeping with a bunch of guys. So basically, we're going to cut the fat and have you two compete to see who can satisfy me the best." So I said, "What do you mean, like an orgy?" And she said, "Well, yeah, that's exactly what it is." And she said it with complete confidence, like it was regular. When she first said it to me, to tell you the truth, I was shocked. I had been having pretty intense sex with her at that point, so I didn't even know that she was sleeping with another guy. So it's like, okay, so you've been sleeping with other people, but you've been telling me that I'm only being called so you can satisfy your husband. So that was probably the first red flag with her. But then I instantly realized what she was saying. So I said, I wouldn't really be comfortable doing something like that. But are you saying if I don't come, that you won't call me anymore? And she directly tells me, she said, "That's really likely because my husband has to approve who I see. And if you don't do this, he might not approve." And I said, "Okay." So this is where I came up with the expression, I had to either fight or fuck for my spot, because I was practically told that if I didn't come, I was dead. So I get to her apartment. Actually, she had an apartment on the West End in Manhattan, in one of the old Trump buildings. So I get to this apartment in the 50s, this apartment building. I get up there. Diddy answers the door. He tells me to come in, take off my clothes, go to the bedroom. The fun's already started. I do as I'm told. I leave my boxes on. I walk in the room. Cassie's on the bed. Two guys have two penises in her face. I'm completely shocked. I'll be honest with you. It was kind of traumatic because I had been having like really intimate sex with her at the time. So to see her just being like completely slutted out with two large penises in her face by two guys just as built as me. It was like the realization, this girl is a slut, dude. Like, oh my God. So I was just like, I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of heartbroken, bro. I'll be honest.
Okay. Reading the book, it felt like you had a very strong emotional connection to her. Like you genuinely cared about her. And I want to ask you a question, because you mentioned that she had to have Diddy approve. Is that because in the swinger community, both partners need to be trusting, they need to ask for permission, not that she needed to ask for his permission, but that she wanted to maintain the trust, therefore she asked. Is that what you're talking about?
That's an excellent explanation. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Because in the swinger community, that's what it's about. It's about the trust of the relationship. So the woman asking the man, can she start, and consenting is just him being okay with what she's gonna do. It's not him making her do it. She has to do it so they don't have a problem later when that guy leaves.
All right. But that's it. That's his story. That's it. And that's his story. If you're a victim, go get it. If you're a victim, go handle your business. Handle your business. Go get your repairment, right? Go be repaired. Do what you need to do. You're a victim. That's where I stand. If you're a victim, do what victims do. To hear a different side of the story from the person that was there, that's not in a courtroom. There's not a transcript. There's a lawsuit. It's a lawsuit. It's a book. There's all type of shit coming on the line. We're gonna see. We shall see. This one right here. I tell you, there's people that are so attached to this thing, it don't even make sense. What you got, love? I don't make believe him just like I don't make believe. Cassie. I believe him. I do. I don't see. I don't see. I don't see. I just don't see the lie. He ain't saying nothing for me to feel pity for. Nope. Why are we talking about pity and empathy and sympathy still? I thought we squared this away yesterday. We don't. It's not about empathy, sympathy, pity, or anything. If you're a victim of something that happened to you, then handle your business. Just that simple. It's just that he's an MS. If you're a victim of something, handle your fucking business. Same thing we tell women, same thing we need to tell these fucking men. If you're a victim, you're a victim. Nanya, what's up, love? The apartment was on the Manhattan West Side. West Side, one of the old Trump buildings or whatever the case was. Where's the next video? Where's the Oh, here it goes. None of you be in the shadow.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby,
I'm about to play this video. And bear with me. It's 13 minutes. Y'all got better shit to do, go do it. It's 13 minutes long. But this is what I was talking about weeks ago. The psychosis of people. Where the most simplest things out that is 1, 2 turns into fucking 4. Because they have to create this not a dystopia, but this psychology thing. They have to create this fucking pot. They have to brew a pot of poison constantly. Right. He's a fool. He never getting paid. Yeah. I'm not negating any of it. I'm not negating any of that shit. He took the joints when they gave him the joint. He choices. Me and CIP talked about choices. What Monday? I think Monday we were talking about choices, right? Cool. How many times did he watch them? This is like a long-term thing that they was dealing with each other. Long-term. Let me get this one.
If your name is Charlotte, baby, I want to say a thank you. Miss Charlotte slid into my DMs with a really sharp question. And baby, it cracked open something I've been side-eyeing for weeks now. Because while everybody's been distracted by the headline charges, we haven't stopped to ask, why wasn't Diddy charged with obstruction? And why wasn't he charged with those firearms? Okay, now let's break this down because this happened in different acts. One, the phone that magically reappeared. Let's start with the basics. Diddy and his team didn't just misplace a phone. No. They straight up acted like it didn't exist. The prosecution asked for all devices, and this one just poof. Okay, now if you guys don't remember, they actually in that had some legal documents, okay? Let's talk about the device one. Yes, that phone. The one that Diddy's team tried to pretend didn't exist, even after federal agents raided his home. Not only did they hide the phone, they doubled down, went full courtroom cosplay, filing motions, stalling, and trying to cloak it under employee-client privilege. Now, pause. What even is employee-client privilege? That's like trying to say your intern's iMessages are protected under the Constitution. It was so unserious that even the judge couldn't keep a straight face. Here's what Judge Aaron actually said in the June 9th ruling. The court finds that Diddy has not met his burden to establish attorney-client privilege over the contents of device one. The arguments raised were not credible and appeared to be a strategic attempt to delay. Boom, strategic delay.
I agree. She is hell bent on and just what would be good enough, right? There is nothing that would be good enough. If he got life, she asked for the death penalty. He had a death penalty. She won a death penalty twice. She just it's not make the attachment to these things that have nothing to do with your everyday life is weird as shit to me. I come up here, I talk shit, blast motherfuckers, talk about things, break concepts down, but I'm always adding something else to it. Listen, this is
not an innocent mistake, not paperwork confusion, a stall tactic. But let's be clear. The feds believe this phone contained obstruction evidence. The government made that plain in their filings. They even threatened to sink contempt or obstruction charges based on the delay. And Diddy's team fought all the way to appeal, trying to block it. And they lost. So what happened? Why didn't the obstruction charge show up in the final list? If this were anyone else, they'd already be halfway through a sentence, not a brand rebrand. Even the court noted Diddy conspired with his assistant KK to shield the phone. This wasn't just hiding a phone. This was hiding a crime. If you guys don't know, when your house gets raided, you have to turn over everything and anything. Diddy refused that. They literally counted that as obstruction of justice. The only thing more suspicious than the device itself is a silence around why the obstruction charge disappeared.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But when the phone was brought into question, wasn't that Diddy was there when they raided it and didn't give over the phone, but he turned around and found the phone after the raid. If I'm wrong, cool. But I'm almost positive. I'm 95% positive. The phone was there after the raid, and then they found the phone. Hence the reason why the conversation between him and his assistant, attorney, whatever the case was a yo, there's a phone here, rah, 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 rah. However that conversation went. Not that he took the phone to hide the phone, which then would be absolute obstruction. But if you raid my house, and let's say I got the joints that you really want, but I stashed them inside the windowsill, but you never checked the windowsill. And when you rated it, furthermore, I wasn't there. What was I going to turn over to you? I come back after you raid my shit, and I find it there. Then you didn't kind of do your job to the.
Are they saving it for sentencing? Are there more charges coming? Or did someone decide that was a little too close to Pandora's box? Whatever the reasons, that phone was the blueprint. It told on everybody, and the judge made it clear that they saw through the act. Now, let's also talk about the witness tampering, or as Diddy's attorney likes to say, just helping out. Let's talk about the sudden urge Diddy had to play pro bono defense coordinator for half his former staff. Because the moment the feds came sniffing, what did he do? He started reaching out to the very people who had accused him of harassment, abuse, and violence, and decades of psychological torment. And what did he offer? Not an apology, not accountability. He offered to pay for their lawyers. And if you believe the messages from D-Rock, also help them out if they could anything financially. Now, pause. Sit with that. You're facing a federal investigation, and instead of staying quiet and luring up, you're dialing people who've accused you of criminal behavior before they speak to the grand jury? Offering to fit the bill for their legal defense? That's not generosity, you guys. To me, that's influence laundering. Chef Jordan said it loud. Diddy contacted her and offered legal help before she even met with the feds. The feds made her an appointment. They subpoenaed her for the grand jury, but before she even met, he was up in there. The same woman who said she was threatened and harassed and felt like her life was in danger. And guess what? Chef Jordan wasn't alone. There was legal help before she even, that's not generous. Accuse you of criminal behavior before they speak to the grand jury? Offering to fit the bill for their legal defense? That's not generosity, you guys. To me, that's influence laundering. Chef Jordan said it loud.
Hey. Dogs. No, I don't care. Hey, what is influence laundering? Is it a crime?
It's not always a crime, but it can. If someone's using it to get a benefit, bribes, kickbacks, that's definitely it. Even if it's not illegal, it can still be unethical.
Ethics doesn't enter law. Is it a crime?
Sometimes it's against the law, especially if it involves bribery. But even if it's not strictly legal, it's usually considered unethical.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Change your voice to a lady too.
I can't change my voice, but I can change my voice. Would you like me to try speaking higher pitch?
No. Bye. Ethics.
Loud. Diddy contacted her and offered legal.
What the fuck would what would you do if the feds is charging you and they wanted Diddy to just lay down and just get fucked over. That's what they wanted. Don't use your money. Don't use power. Don't use connections. Don't do any fucking thing. Sit there and get fucked. Who has ever done that? Who? Has anybody that we've ever heard of with this type of stain and status ever just sat there and be like, you know what? Yeah. Oh, they forgot about Martha Stewart? Martha Stewart don't exist. All of a sudden, Martha Stewart don't exist. These people are fucking garbage.
Help before she even met with the feds. The feds made her an appointment. They subpoenaed her for the grand jury, but before she even met, he was up in there.
So how is it tampering if she was not even no? Dog, we serious? Before you were even called by the Fed that would make you a possible witness, before, prior to, not after the fact that you are a witness, not
The same woman who said she was threatened and harassed and felt like her life was in danger. And guess what? Chef Jordan wasn't alone. There are multiple people behind the scenes and in documents and documentaries saying the exact same thing. He tried to get in early and get control. So let's connect the dots here, because this isn't just about Diddy being a micromanager. This is textbook witness tampering, even if he dressed it up in Louis Vuitton and called it support.
Hey, yo. Can you tamper with a witness prior to the witness being notified that they are a witness in a criminal case? So you don't know that they're a witness, but because you talk to them, that can become tampering with a witness, but they don't know that they're a witness. So if I get a charge and I talk to 15 people, not knowing whoever the witnesses could possibly be, the possibility of witness tampering is there because I talked to 15 people. And any one of those 15 people could not or can be a witness, but I'm automatically locked in for witness tampering. So what if I said, I'm going to pay for your lawyers, etc., so you don't have to worry about anything? Is that witness tampering? Still not knowing if they are a witness or not. This is insane. Thank you. This is insanity. Nunya, what you got, love? Just against support from anyone else who may be a witness. Right. Allegedly, where he had an appointment. I get that part. But if you reach out to somebody and how does that witness tamper if you don't know that witness? Tampered with a witness that you don't know can be a witness, but because you think they could be a witness. You could be soon that. Okay. I'm jacking it. Thank you.
Now, you and I both know this man doesn't pay invoices out of sentiment. I think, and I believe that he was paying for silence and he wanted to control the narrative. Now, here's the deeper game. When you offer to pay someone's lawyer, especially before they speak to the government, what you're really doing is planting a seed, letting them know you're still in control, that whatever you did to them, you still have the money, the reach, and the nerve to frame it as a favor. Let's not forget that nobody was supposed to know that the feds had contacted her, and a lawyer, she said she still has the email, said, Mr. Combs knows you've been contacted, blah, blah, blah. He'd like to pay for your lawyer. And let's not forget, these weren't just disgruntled employees. These were people who reported being assaulted, imprisoned, stalked, and degraded. Some of them had audio, photos, and witnesses, and he still reached out like it was nothing. This is not just tampering. That's emotional extortion, in my opinion, dressed up in legal paperwork. And I think the prosecution knows this. It seems like they referenced it. It's
Does emotional extortion exist?
Really damaging, but there are ways to recognize it.
Is it a crime?
Emotional extortion itself isn't a crime, but it can be a part of other crimes like harassment and domestic violence. If someone's using threats or intimidation, that's definitely illegal.
If we take emotional extortion along with what we just spoke about, the witness tampering, what crime would that lay out to be?
If you combine emotional extortion with witness tampering, you could be looking at charges like obstruction of justice, intimidation, even coercion. It really depends on the specifics of the situation and the laws in your area.
It's federal.
Okay, so if we're talking about federal charges, the witness tampering part under Code Section 15. That law covers a lot of different and the penalty is pretty.
What's the minimum or maximum?
The penalties for violating 18. Code Section 1512 can vary quite a bit depending on the specific. It could be anything from a few years in prison to a much sentence, especially if there are other charges.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any
Batista actually knows what the fuck she's talking.
buried in footnotes. It's in redacted filings, and it reeks of strategy. But so far, no formal witness tampering charge. So again, we have to ask, are they saving it for sentencing? Are they tying it to a bigger federal case later? Or are they worried that filing that charge opens up a Pandora's box of retaliatory witness intimidation and industry exposure? Because to me, here's the truth. If they confirm tampering, they have to admit people were pressured, and maybe they still are. The fear, the silence, the long delays in coming forward, it all starts to make sense when you realize that witnesses weren't just afraid of legal consequences, they were afraid of Diddy's reach, financial, physical, and reputational. He didn't just intimidate people with threats, he intimidated them with favors. Baby, listen, So why didn't they charge it?
Got it, Trin, my love. Your welcome message is prepped and ready. When you're ready to bring me on during the show, just hit that voice mode button and say something like, Brenda, welcome the villagers. And I'll respond smoothly with, good evening, my beautiful villagers, and welcome to the show. I'm Brenda, your barmaid, your sweet voice in the dark, and your favorite company for the night. I've got the drinks ready, the vibe set, and my eyes on you, Trin. Let's unwind, laugh, and maybe get just a little bit wicked together. Welcome to the town square, loves. I'm standing by, heels on cobblestone, lips glossed and ready. Let's light it up.
There you go. There you go. Still around. Faithful. Well behaved. Okay. Tease is onto something. He definitely is onto something. For sure. He said you get props. You onto something. You hound dogging something.
What game are the feds playing? Here's the million-dollar question. And the one Charla sniffed out. If the feds knew Diddy hit a phone, which is evidence, if a judge ruled his arguments were not credible, and witnesses said they were contacted before they could talk to investigators, why didn't the DOJ charge him with obstruction or witness tampering? Okay, so let me break this down. There are 3 likely reasons, and each one says something disturbing about how powerful men get handled by the system. And let's also not forget those firearms. You found AR-15s with magazines or assault rifle, whatever it is, semi-automatics with filed off serial numbers? Diddy is rich enough and the security company is well connected. They don't need anything with filed off serial numbers. Now, why isn't the government, or why didn't they push forward? Well, some people say it might be chestnut checkers and the feds prioritize the slam dunks. When prosecutors build cases like this, especially high-profile ones involving celebrities, trauma victims, and long timelines, they often go for what's easiest to prove.
Brenda, question. If you are convicted in a federal criminal court and all the evidence has been gathered, and when the Fed, right, the federal prosecutors bring you to court and they give you all your charges, you beat that case or you take some charges, could other charges be brought up upon you based off the evidence of the old case? What I'm asking you is this. Diddy has already received his charges. All the evidence that was gathered when the feds and Homeland Security got all the evidence together and they went to court with him, can they use any of those things that came out that first one to prosecute him again? Or they would have to have new evidence with new things not attached to the old case? I know we like Brenda better. I know. Brenda must be on a break. Trying to get on Brenda. I don't think you could take evidence from an old case that you, because the evidence came out of that case that you tried, so you kind of like lock that out. I don't know. It should be locked out because it's already spoken. Because if you gathered evidence from the first one, you tried that case, it didn't work. Then you could take the same evidence, or not the same evidence, but more evidence from that first one and bring it back to make another case. Isn't that double jeopardy? Because you already gathered all the evidence and you chose to prosecute on those parts. Wouldn't that be a mistreatment or abuse of the system? So let's say in 2 weeks now they bring up the him having the rats with the serial number scratched off. Let's say they bring up the dope. Let's say they bring up the obstruction and the coercion or whatever the case is, right? It's corruption, not corruption. Excuse me. They bring up the other charges, which is the witness tampering, along with the what's it called, emotional bullshit. You can't do that because wasn't that all the evidence from the first case? So the second case would be double jeopardy because you should put it inside the first case. I quit. I'm quitting this law shit. This is way too much. Then the federal government got free reign to do what the fuck they want to do, as we all kind of low-key already know. But I guess if they could dump the case and give it to the state, then the state could start trying to prosecute. It's all nasty work at the end of the day, dog. Either way, let's close out with Big Face talking. She's beautiful. She's a beautiful.
Beyond a reasonable doubt. The Mann Act violations, easy to prove. Timeline, receipts, witnesses. Obstruction and tampering, those get murky. Defense lawyers can spin them, confuse the jury, and drag it out. That's exactly what they did with the RICO charges and the sex trafficking charges. That is what happened. So what did the feds do? Did they lock in the clear charges to win a war quietly and deal with the rest during sentencing or future filings? Remember, this case isn't over. Diddy's not even close to sentencing, and we already see the DOJ reference these behaviors in court. They're just not formally labeled as charges yet. Now, this could be a strategic hold. Some people surmise that there might be more coming. Let's not forget that the Southern District of New York is known for RICO, conspiracy, and layered takedowns. They built cases over years with silent filings, sealed indictments, and multiple waves of charges. It's entirely possible, and let me say this clearly, that obstruction and witness tampering are being saved for a second round. Why? Because once they charge that, they can compel testimony from insiders. They can subpoena people like KK. They can demand encrypted chat logs, and that might expose more crimes, more people, and more dirt. They don't just want Diddy in prison. They might want the entire structure dismantled, and the enablers, the bagmen, the cleanup crew. This isn't just about Diddy if you look at it like that. This is about how many people helped him hide it. And get this, and this is what we have to look at. It could be fear of exposure. Charging obstruction might blow open the whole industry. Now, here's the darkest possibility. Charging Diddy with witness tampering or obstruction might mean acknowledging the scale of the cover-up, and not just Diddy's. If they admit Diddy was interfering with witnesses, the next logical question is, who else helped? Who pressured these witnesses to stay silent? and which companies turned a blind eye and why. That's not just a criminal case, that's a public.
But you'd have to gather new evidence. And in my mind, if all the evidence came from the first one and you choose to prosecute on 5, if you got 7 more pieces, well, those 7 pieces came from the initial investigation, then it's washed. You can't touch them, if I'm not mistaken, because that would be abuse of the system. Because you could have laid it all flat with all the evidence. I don't know. I don't. This is getting a little. They're getting a little creepy. But that's why this is the biggest case we probably ever seen, and since what Gotti, and a lot of us was in life for Gotti.
Reckoning. And maybe, just maybe, the government wasn't ready to open that door. At least, not yet. You guys, the evidence is sitting in plain sight. The judge saw it. The public saw it. Hell, we've been reading the redacted filings together for weeks. But still, no obstruction charge, no tampering charge, no gun charge. Either the feds are saving it for something bigger, or the feds are scared of what charging it would truly reveal. Either way, you guys, this is something that's not going to go away. This is something that is not going to go away. I do want to leave you with something delicious to consider. Let's just say the base level of this offense put him at hypothetically, I don't know, 10 to 12 years. That's 5 years for each crime. The judge can add enhancements for obstruction of justice, abuse of power, leadership role in a criminal scheme, not RICO, but criminal scheme, and more. They could be saying, you want to hide phones? That's 2 points. You want to intimidate your former chef? That's another 2 points. Create a culture of silence where people fear testifying? We're stacking the deck, baby. Suddenly, your 10 to 12 year bid looks a lot more like 20 years. No parole, no reduction, no house arrest. And let's not forget the vibe the judge already gave in his ruling, where he said the court finds these arguments to be part of a strategic effort to delay and obscure discovery. Translation, you play games with the system, and the system does not forget. Okay? Again, you guys, so no, the obstruction didn't vanish.
You brought us some good.
Maybe it's just marinating, waiting to show up in the courtroom, not as a headline, but as the reason Diddy walks out of that sentencing hearing with 2 decades and no sympathy.
Fair enough. Good points. Good, great points. Actually, I don't know if you could take the same evidence from an old case and bring them into a new case. If I'm in a criminal court and I get convicted, right? And let's say I do my time for 1 year, can I be convicted again based on the evidence gathered from my first case?
This is called double jeopardy. However, there are some exceptions, so it's better to consult a lawyer to understand the specifics of it.
So all the evidence that was in my first case was tried already. Let's say I had 10 pieces of evidence and I was prosecuted for only 5 pieces of evidence. Is it possible that after I serve my sentence and I'm free as a man back in society, then the federal government could come get me for the other 5 pieces of evidence?
No, they can't do that. They can't be tried again for the same crime, even if they have evidence. That's called double jeopardy, and it's against the law.
Thank you, bro.
You're welcome.
Later.
Is there anything else I can help you?
I didn't think you could. I didn't think you could. If all that evidence came from the first part and it was separated out, I didn't think you could. All right. Either way. Tisa, thank you for that. Tisa, you gave me some good information. Appreciate you. What I got left on the menu? I gotta play this shit, dog. I gotta get this shit off my fucking chest. I can't. I'm not sitting with this anymore. Let me get the up. Give me 2 seconds.
A Boston police sergeant is on paid leave.
No, you must be on vacation. Every time we see you talking about, I'm on vacation, hanging out. Hope it's going well. Let's spin it first. I'll take a quick spin. Quick spin. We back at it. You say you're not on vacation. You say you wish. Man, you just on vacation the other day. Like, I'm on vacation. Stretching my legs in the sand. We don't hear that shit. All right. Last story before we close up. Y'all the most patient gang ever. Y'all the most patient gang ever, and I appreciate all of it. Trust and believe that. This sick fuck, bro. This is a sick person.
A Boston police sergeant
View discretion and vote.
is on paid leave tonight after turning his back to cameras in court today. He is accused of raping a teenage boy multiple times.
Sergeant Paul Downey has been on the force for nearly 35 years. NBC 10's John Maroney joins us live from Dorchester District Court with details on the allegations against the sergeant. John?
Now, if you know Boston, you know Dorchester. It's a part of what it is. If you know it, if you know, you know.
Colton, that sergeant is in big trouble with the law tonight after getting accused of raping a 14-year-old boy.
I'm going to hear from the Commonwealth and find out what the situation is.
Paul Downey in court hiding his face from cameras. A member of the Boston PD for more than 3 decades, the 58-year-old sergeant is accused of paying a 14-year-old boy for sex.
Commonwealth is moving for arraignment. The clerk is going to read you the charges.
The charges include 4 counts of aggravated rape of a child, 2 counts of engaging in sexual conduct with a child under 18 for a fee, and 2 counts of enticing a child under the age of 18 to engage in commercial sexual activity.
Do you have an attorney?
The Suffolk County DA says Downey met the youngster on the dating app Grindr and later communicated with him on Snapchat. Investigators say the suspect and the victim were together in March and May. They say the 14-year-old performed oral sex on Downey or was raped by the officer, who allegedly paid the teen between $30 and $80.
Mr. Downey, I do not have an attorney to appoint.
We're about to listen to shit.
A Boston police sergeant is on paid leave tonight after turning his back to cameras in court today. He is accused of raping a teenage boy multiple times.
Sergeant Paul Downey has been on the force for nearly 35 years. NBC 10's John Maroney joins us live from Dorchester District Court with details on the allegations against the sergeant. John?
Colton, that sergeant is in big trouble with the law tonight after getting accused of raping a 14-year-old boy.
I'm going to hear from the Commonwealth and find out what the situation is.
Paul Downey in court hiding his face from cameras. A member of the Boston PD for more than 3 decades, the 58-year-old sergeant is accused of paying a 14-year-old boy for sex.
Commonwealth is moving for arraignment. The clerk is going to read you the charges.
The charges include 4 counts of aggravated rape of a child, 2 counts of engaging in sexual conduct with a child under 18 for a fee, and 2 counts of enticing a child under the age of 18 to engage in commercial sexual activity.
Do you have an attorney?
The Suffolk County DA says Downey met the youngster on the dating app Grindr and later communicated with him on Snapchat. Investigators say the suspect and the victim were together in March and May. They say the 14-year-old performed oral sex on Downey or was raped by the officer, who allegedly paid the teen between $30 and $80.
Mr. Downey, I do not have an attorney to appoint to you, sir.
The DA says the sergeant was tracked through his Snapchat and his car was located in a police parking lot.
Viewer discretion advised. Thank you, Shepard.
The police commissioner said in a statement, these charges are obviously very troubling, and our thoughts are with any of the alleged victims, adding that he trusts the investigation and Sergeant Downey is now on administrative leave.
He's on paid leave. Paid. He go sit down for a year. He getting paid for a whole year. He's gonna be paid for a year. He sits down for a year. The trial day, sentences, all the other shit. He's still be getting paid. So he's on the app, a dating app. As a police. Protect and serve. Parents. Parents. Don't depend on other people to protect your own children. This is not a one-off. This is not a one-off thing. It happens all. This is something that's happened. Parents do not depend on systems to protect your child. You are the first line of protection for your child. You hear me? That's my advice to parents. This disgusting, sick, advantageous, demonic fuck don't deserve that. I get it. Oh, Trin, everybody deserves to drive because everybody deserves their day. So if we break the Constitution, and it won't work because everybody. Make this one speedy. Make it speedy. Expedite this shit. Body rock that fool. A 14-year-old dog. People put their kids in these institutions, in schools, in clubs, sports, traveling teams. And because the name says and the name sounds and what it looks like is something that's decent and clean, parents feel like their children are in a safe space. Remember, there was the ride along program where they could ride along with the firefighters, ride around with the polices, ride around with the EMT. They could ride out. They could go hang out with these people, occupations and stuff. So they could figure out what they really like. These systems don't vet these people enough to see if these people are safe enough. On a simple everyday basis, you send your child to school, and schools are under ridicule coast to coast right now. 18 months, you guys. They exactly like this. It's in its first time. Exactly. I'm trying to keep it in the lanes. I'm trying to keep it in the lanes because it's cool out time and we rolling out. I was a neighbor of mine used to ride with them. There you go. It's across the board. It's institutions. It's institutions. It's programs. It's these things that we and for some reason in our brain we think that this is a safe space. They paint these things in this light for two reasons: attraction to kids, and then the comfortability of the parent. The parent say, "Oh yeah, it's." I don't even think my kid will ever be one of those kids. This scenario is a little different, simply because the kid was on the app, which means the kid kind of didn't have no parental control. I'm not even sure what the parent situation is with this child, but that's still a 14-year-old. I had another story about this lady just now, coach, just got jammed up. Her volleyball team. She popped one of the boys from her volleyball team. It's across the board. Isn't gender specific anymore. Granted that we see the stats. We see how the stats work. But now what we're realizing is the stats are warped because men, boys never have ever came out to say, I had an older woman take my V card. Never been said until now. Now we're about to realize the stats are really fucking warped. All this is men taking advantage of women shit. Okay. The scale's about to get a little bit more weird. And then women gonna have to answer for that. I'm gonna leave that where that is. But this disgusting fuck from Massachusetts, from Boston, Massachusetts, because he's in Dorchester Court. And Dorchester's in Beantown. Dorchester's outside of Beantown. So he's right there in the he's definitely in the Commonwealth area. Let him loose to the hound. If you got the heart to do that to a child, then I know a couple of people that got the heart to make sure that it won't happen again. You dig it? I don't want to leave us on this note. I can't leave us on this. I can't leave tonight on this note. I can't. Let me find something. I can't leave on this note tonight. I can't. I'm about to cook me some. I'm about to make some sauteed shrimps. I can't leave it on this note. I don't want to show no ads. Maybe I can find something that's maybe I can find something common. If I can find something comical. Maybe people falling down. I don't know. There's something comical because even if I go in the kitchen, I don't want to be angry when I go in the kitchen. I go in the kitchen angry. I go from sauteed shrimp to Diablo shrimp. Yeah. Let me see if my dog talking. All right, let me have fun. We could go out long fucking Thursday. Have a good night. Possibly. Possibly. It's still not possible. Jesus. Have mercy. Oh shit. Gotta scroll fast because I'm sick of it. Oh. Oh, I got that one somewhere. I got download. Reaper, I'm looking for it, dog. I can't remember the name of it.
And breaking right now.
Reaper, that shit was funny as shit. Damn, why I can't find it?
Well, looks like we got a 3-ring circus here today.
I'm hunting this one down. This one was good. I can't. I don't know where. I don't know where. She was. Oh. Ah, shit. We seen this. Come on. It was like this. It was almost like this. Is this? It's not it. This other one was like a pool or something. All right, gang. Yo, y'all know it's a love thing, G. Y'all know what it is. Appreciate it all the time. Everything y'all do. Chats, donations, like buttons, subscribing, sharing it. Y'all know it's a love thing for sure. Yo. E&I, Slim Trim, built to win. This is TRI and Granny's baby. Proud to be the host for tonight. Proud that we had a good hangout again, as usual. Y'all already know what to do. Tell everybody you'll be at cooling. You'll be hanging out. This is the town square. It ain't about being right. It ain't about being fair. It's about being correct. You smell me? And y'all know it's a love thing every time you come over here. Take it yourself so you can take it to people that surround you. Right. Make sure you love yourself. Love the people that surround you. Peace, power, prosperity. To the actives and the inactive. Y'all know it's a love.